Monday and welcome to the 7-week vlog of Sugaridoo. I've already started my day with editing the week vlog from last week. And when I look back on the last 2-week vlogs, it's crazy how much quilting I got done. So cool to see all the projects coming alive for the book. This week will be all about finishing the book. So finalizing the details on the layout of the book and copying in all the pictures and finalizing the texts so we can send it to the printer next week. It's raining! Not the best weather to post packages, but it's done. Back in the studio from posting some packages. It's already looking like autumn outside. It's raining and it's grey. It's really one of those days that you just want to stay inside and drink hot chocolate and have warm baked cookies. Well, good thing is I don't have to be outside a lot. I will be behind my computer all day every day this week, finalizing the book. And this is a sneak peek of the layout. I like it a lot. So we are finalizing this now, and then we can start with copying all the text and images into the pages. These are 2 quilty projects that I finished last week. Although the princess quilt is meant for a bigger bed than the crib, I think Monkey shows pretty well what the idea is behind this. Looks good on you, Monkey Princess. So I've made quite some progress on the book design today. I think we can finish it this week. And then we have next week to read everything and check everything, if everything is in the correct place and correct order, and then we can send it to the printers. It is going to take quite some time this week, but I think we can manage and finish everything. Good morning! It's Tuesday today. And I started the day with cleaning up my desk, so only the dishes left to do, and then I can get back to working on the book. I think this might be a bit of a boring week for you, because I'm only working on the book behind my computer, not really making stuff. So I decided that every day I'm going to share some of my favorites with you. And then favorites in different areas. So it could be yarn or fabrics or tools that I use, or maybe an Instagrammer or a blog. So in between all the book design stuff that I'm doing, I will also share some favorites with you. So the favorite thing I want to share with you today is in the category yarn, and it is my favorite yarn type, yarn and colors. I use yarn and colors to crochet all my amigurumi, and then there are 2 types of yarn from yarn and color that I specifically like a lot, and that is the must-have and the must-have super. And the difference between the 2 of them is that the must-have is a yarn you can use for a needle of 2.5 millimeters, and the must-have super is double as thick as that. So when you crochet an amigurumi, you can use the super yarn to just make an extra large version of your amigurumi. Before I used yarn and colors, I used Fildar, and I still have a lot of Fildar cotton yarn. And I also love that a lot, but it's a bit more expensive than yarn and colors, and yarn and colors has the same colors in thick and thin thread, and Fildar also has different sizes of thread, but then the thicker one, the Fildar Cotton 4, is not a lot thicker than the Fildar Cotton 3, so the difference is not as big as with yarn and colors. So the effect of crocheting with yarn and color super is just better than with filled up cotton 4. And of course something I showed you also with the display that my father-in-law made is the yarn and colors mini. Let me see. Yes. And this one is really handy for me, particularly because I make amigurumi patterns and packages. So when I make a crochet kit, I sometimes need to add a little bit of a specific color, and then the kit will be more expensive when I have to add a whole ball of yarn for every color that I want to use, instead of using these tiny ones. So that's really nice for me. And also for the little amigurumi that I've designed, I call them the Sugaridoodles. They also can be made from the Yarn Colors Mini. So I guess my favorite type of yarn wasn't a big surprise, because I have shelves full of yarn and colors, which you already saw in all my vlogs, of course. But I just love how soft of a cotton yarn it is, and it's shiny, and it's just very suitable for crocheting amigurumi, which is the thing I love to crochet most. Making a lot of progress on the book. On these pages I explain how you make a pixel quilt. Really cool to make all the tutorials. For anyone interested, the programs I'm working on are InDesign and Adobe Illustrator. So I use all the Adobe products. I just really like how they work together. And for editing the vlog I use Adobe Premiere Pro. There are a lot of tutorials online on YouTube for learning how to work with these programs. And I found it pretty easy to get used to them and learn how they work exactly. So that's it for today. I've been working on the book the whole day, and we'll also do that tomorrow and the day after. And Friday morning there's another Let's Craft Together morning in the studio. Hello! I've been working on the book the whole morning, and then a friend dropped by. As a surprise, he visited the studio. Super fun, so we had lunch together. And now I'm back to working on the book. Let me show you some sneak peeks of the patterns. It's starting to look like a real book already. It's so much fun. Seeing all these patterns, it just makes me want to make more pixel quilts. And the final illustrations are also made. I'm so super thrilled about this book. I can't wait to have it finished and send it to the printer. It's 6:30 already. Time to go home. But before I go home, I wanted to share one of my favorites today. And this one is about magazines. One of my favorite magazines is this quilting magazine, Love, Quilting and Patchwork. Or is it Love, Patchwork and Quilting? Love, Patchwork and Quilting. It's a modern quilting magazine, and I love the projects that they show in their magazine. So maybe a nice goal for next year to have one of my quilting patterns published in the Love, Patchwork and Quilting magazine. In the Netherlands, by the way, for all the Dutch people, I just buy this magazine in Bruna. But I guess you can also order it online. I love this quilt. We call this English licorice, Engelse dropjes. And I think it's a really cool quilt. Hey, Susie Quilts! Oh, isn't that the cutest? Meow mix. Ooh, and look, this is a quilt by Geometric Quilts. Let me see if that's... Yes. I follow her on Instagram, and she has an awesome account over there, if you like geometric shapes, of course. Every week she posts a new pattern line drawing that she made on Instagram, and I think it's so inspiring and fun to see all the things that she designs. And now she's also in the magazine with her quilt. So cool. Good morning! It's Thursday today, and it's the last day of this week that I'm working on the book. This morning I'm going to finalize some details for the layout, and this afternoon I hope to make some extra pictures to see if we can use them in the book, because tomorrow we're already sending the book to the printer to get a test version of the book. So from that test version we can see if all the colors are correctly printed, if the patterns are the right size, and if everything looks good. So that's very exciting. So today, busy day, and let's have some breakfast, do some bullet journaling, and then hop onto the computer. Let me show you a little behind the scenes of making pictures. So here's my setup. My object is on the ground and I have 2 light lamps. And then I'm using this arm with my camera on it. And just going to see if I can show you. No clue if this is in focus. So the effect that you get is that the thing that you want to shoot, when you place it higher than the background, you can get the background out of focus, which can give really cool results for pictures. It's already the end of the day. I shot a lot of cool photos, so I think they will look great in the book. We will take a little bit more time to edit all the photos, so Monday we're going to send the preview version of the book to the printers. And yeah, so for now I'm going to clean up the super messy studio, because tomorrow morning there will be a craft together. And yeah, let's see how fast we can clean up this mess. So everything is clean and cleared away. Much better this way, the studio. Yeah, that's the end of today. I'm going home. Tomorrow I only have the Let's Craft Together morning. And then in the afternoon we have a wedding. So it will be a short day. Good morning! It's Friday, the last day of the week. And today is a bit of a short day. I only have the Let's Craft Together morning today, and then we will go to a wedding this afternoon. So, not a lot of work for me today, but it will be a very fun day. Yesterday, I totally forgot to share some favorites with you, but today I do have some. So I already shared that I follow Geometric Quilts. She shares the coolest hand sketches of geometric shapes that could be used in quilting. That's very fun and inspirational to follow. And there are 2 more quilters that I really love to follow on Instagram. One of them is Madalena Laura, and she makes the coolest modern quilt pieces. She makes a lot of mini quilts with solids and straight lines. I just love her style and her color choices. And she turns the mini quilts into art pieces, so she frames them. And also makes bigger quilts, of course, but it's really cool to see what she does with color and with straight lines, and it's just very cool. I love her style. And there's one other account that I love to follow, and that is Susie Quilts. She has the cutest dog called Scrappy, and she designs quilts and makes patterns for them. And you should really check out her account. She makes modern quilts, and I love to see her work in progress, and she shares the fabrics she uses, and she makes a lot of Insta stories which are very fun. So I would say hop over and take a look at those accounts. Oh, and by the way, this is a birdie I finished yesterday. I already had it all crocheted, all the parts, but I assembled it yesterday evening. And it's a cool example of how you can use the same pattern in 2 sizes of yarn. So this is Yarn and Colors, this is Yarn and Colors Super, and this is the normal version of Yarn and Colors. This is crocheted with a 2.5mm crochet hook, and this one with a 3.5. And I think it's pretty cool to see the difference. And there's another monkey visiting the studio. This is monkey Maaike visiting the craft together, and she also has an Instagram account. We are on our way to the wedding, and the Let's Craft Together morning was a lot of fun, but I completely forgot to film what everyone is making. I started a crocheted blanket for our little baby boy, and it's fun to just follow along on someone else's pattern and not having to figure out the stitches because you're designing something. So I think that's a very relaxing project for me to do in the evenings or during breaks. Yeah, so that's it already for this week. I hope you liked the vlog. If so, you can give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel to not miss any videos. And then I hope to see you next week. Bye bye!